Congratulations! We're excited that you're part of the EFP program for 2018 and welcome to the program. My name is Catherine Althaus. I'm Deputy Dean at ANZOG and a co-director of EFP.
And I'm Ryde, the other co-director for the program.
This year we're travelling to 3 different cities, Wellington, Canberra and Singapore, and we've been really deliberate about that in terms of trying to tap into the role that national capital cities play, both as the hub of national identity and also as the engine room of innovation. So in terms of Wellington, we're going to the coolest little capital in the world to check out the success of the screen industry.
Yep.
And so, of course, Robin, there we've got the birthplace of Middle-earth.
Yeah, so the things that come to my mind are the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies. I was even going to go back earlier to the 90s with films like The Piano, which of course were kind of shot and directed in New Zealand, which is amazing.
Yep.
But and even in more modern times, you have films like Thor Ragnarok, which of course directed by Taika Waititi, who's an internationally known director now as well.
That's right. So we're really excited about that aspect. Yep. In Canberra, we're changing pace a little bit and going more to that sort of personal, holistic approach to leadership and really exploring creativity. And the Aboriginal name for Canberra means the meeting place. So there, we expect to be meeting ourselves in a different way.
Yeah, and I think so. We've there is a theme throughout of the creative arts, and there's an element of that which is about this creative arts industry, and then there's this element about how do we use that maybe to think about leadership. So we're going to be looking at things like drama, how that plays into the performance aspect of leadership, thinking about things like embodied leadership. What does it mean to kind of express everything about leadership, not just in what you write or say, but the way you act and behave and all those kinds of things. So yeah, an awful lot of that. It's a slightly interesting experimental use of these creative forums.
That's right. And in Singapore, we're going to the city that's known as the easiest to do business in the world, and it's ranked 3rd on the Bloomberg Global Index of Innovation. So there, of course, we expect to be working on a number of macro and micro live cases, looking at technology and big data, and all sorts of exciting ways that Singapore has transformed as a capital.
Absolutely, and it's always astounding to me that it's a really quite a small place. It's a kind of nation state, and it has this massive shadow that it casts in terms of its ability to engage in Asia, to introduce technology into the public service in ways that many other public service entities haven't done yet. So we've got an awful lot to learn from.
That's right. We think it's really important that you be able to find the ability to check out for the full 3 weeks and to arrange for appropriate backfilling in your organisation so that you can really maximise the time and leverage all the learning from that time together with an amazing group of people.
It's exciting, and it makes me reflect upon what is kind of unique about this program. And I think that running a development program with so many really experienced senior people in 3 cities in 3 countries is genuinely different and very genuinely unusual, and that is really, really exciting in itself.
Yes, it's a really sort of special experience, and it's something I'm looking forward to. First time I've been involved in EFP, and it goes beyond the norm, doesn't it, in terms of what a usual training program would deliver.
We have genuinely got quite an exciting and unusual program lined up, and I wanted to give you some examples of what you might expect on the program. So just 3 things really. So first of all, during the course of the 3 weeks, we try to cover what we call kind of 4 domains of leadership. So one domain is around leading yourself. So the idea is you need to understand your strengths and blind spots and all those kind of things to be able to lead yourself before you engage in the second domain of leading others, inspiring, moving, motivating those around you. The third domain that we engage in is around the notion of how you lead an enterprise, an organisation. How do you move the apparatus that you have, the structure, the values, the processes, etc., to achieve what you want. And in the 4th area, we're focusing on this leadership of the external environment, or in relation to it. So we all know that the environment is very volatile and what might be called VUCA, but what do we do about that as leaders? So that's one element of the program designed to address those areas. The second part of the philosophy, I suppose, is that the methodology that we employ is deliberately very, very diverse. So there will be classroom time. You will be hearing from experts and management theorists, as you might imagine, but a lot of what we're doing is very immersive and out in the field. We do a lot of one-to-one and group coaching work, and all of that helps to both address the kind of preferences that you might have, but to kind of ventilate thinking in terms of the course of the program. And finally, in terms of the philosophy, we don't really think of a kind of teacher and learner divide. We have around 70 people, 70 participants joining the program. 6 of those will also be from the not-for-profit and international sector. And what we are trying to do is basically pool all of the expertise with the people that we bring in externally to really just learn as much as we possibly can. So it's it's very co-constructed. You're not so much a subject of the program, you are the program you created as we go through the 3 weeks.